Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. I'm Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to this week's fishing report. This week we are going to dive right into the fishing report. We're going to start up on Lake Winnie, and the walleye bite is going very strong up there right now. Now, the depth range that you are going to want to target the walleyes in right now is in that 4 to 10 foot of water in the weeds. Now, some of the better areas to target those fish are in Tamarack Bay, Third River area, over in front of High Banks Resort, and a few are being caught over in Cutfoot as well. Now, the best ways to catch those fish right now is by pulling a spinner, either in gold and chartreuse or gold and orange, or even just a plain gold is working well, and then tipping that with a fathead, a medium to large leech, or a chunk of a night crawler. Now, late evening, right around dark, they are starting to pull some number 5 and 7 shad raps and having some success with those as well. And with those, just pulling those along those weed lines. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the perch are starting to school up. Some really nice jumbos being caught. A lot of those perch are being caught mixed in with those walleyes in that 4 to 10 foot of water. I do know over on the west side, if you can find some rocks on those shoreline breaks in that 4 to 10 foot of water, that is holding quite a few of those nice perch. But you can find some of those perch mixed in with the walleyes on those weed edges as well. Now, like the walleyes, the best way to catch those perch is by pulling spinners with a fathead or a chunk of a night crawler. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes out on Winnie, the evening crappie bite has gotten very good. They're catching the majority of those in Tamarack Bay and over in Big Cutfoot. Look for reeds and fish those reed edges. That seems to be holding a large majority of those fish, and then throwing out a slip bobber with a minnow, a small leech, or pitching a small jig with a minnow style plastic is working for those. You can also catch those pulling spinners with a fathead, and with that you are more likely to catch multiple species. Now, as far as the bluegills go, not a ton of reports of the bluegills coming in. The ones that are coming in are really big. I would suspect that they're finding those in those reed patches a little bit earlier in the day. And if I was going to target them, I would throw a slip bobber with a chunk of a crawler or a small panfish leech. Now, if you guys are looking to book a guide up on Lake Winnie, we are partnered up with Scott from zupsguideservice. He does still have some fall availability. If you guys want to book a trip with him, give him a call, get something on the books. He's not going to just take you out and catch some nice walleyes with you, but he's going to teach you how to do it, why he's fishing where he's at, and the techniques that he is using. Now, I also want to mention zupsguideservice. They do have sleeper houses out on Lake Winnie during the ice fishing season. They are taking bookings for those. They're starting to fill up fast. So if you want to get in on one of Zup's fish houses this winter, go ahead, give them a call and get something on the books. Now, if you're looking for a place to stay up on Lake Winnie, the Pines Resort has beautiful cabins. They have seasonal sites, campsites, full bar and restaurant, rental boats, fish cleaning shack, live bait. They got basically everything you need to make a fishing trip a success. They do have availability the rest of this summer and into the fall, and they are lowering their minimum nights to 2. So you no longer have to do a 3-night minimum. So go ahead, give Chad a call and get something on the books. All right, now moving over to Leech Lake. The walleye bite on Leech is slowly starting to pick up. Each cold night makes the bite a little bit better, and they're finding those fish a little more consistently. Still finding those on those main lake break lines in that 12 to 16 foot. Focus on that sand to mud or that rock to sand transitions. and trolling has been the most effective way of getting those fish, either pulling Hottentots, a number 5 or 7 Shad Rap, or trolling a spinner tipped with a fat head or a chunk of a crawler is working as well. Now, it does seem like when trolling, if you can slow your speed down a little bit, you will have a better hookup ratio with those fish. So until they really get fired up and the fall bite turns on, just keep those speeds a little bit slower. Now, as far as the perch bite goes on Leech Lake, the perch are starting to school up. Leech Lake is known for its late summer, early fall perch bite. Some of the best areas to target right now is the Walker Narrows. The fish haven't pulled up into the shallows so much right now. They're still kind of hanging out in that 10 to 16 foot of water, kind of staging for that big push up in shallow. They're also finding them over in Agency Bay as well. And like I said, for Walker Narrows, those perch seem to be just outside of those weed edges in that 10 to 16 foot of water, and they are catching some beautiful perch. Now, best ways to catch those perch: 1/16 ounce jig tipped with a 1/3 of a crawler or a fathead. You can get them pulling spinners or slip bobbers with the chunk of a crawler, or a medium-sized leech is working as well. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes out on Leech Lake, pretty consistent bite out there still. They're finding them on the shallow rocks or those main lake points. Once again, smaller bucktails. Everybody thinks you need to throw a massive bucktail to catch a muskie. There is way more success when throwing a smaller bucktail right now. Throw a topwater or a jerkbait, and you're probably gonna boat a muskie or two out on Leech Lake. Now, if you're looking for a guide up in the Leech Lake area, we partnered up with Parker from Davis's Guide Service. Unfortunately, his guide season is over, as he's also a teacher and needs to get back to school, but you can give him a call and he will help point you in the right direction as far as a partner guide. So if you want to get up on Leech Lake or the surrounding area with a guide, go ahead and give Parker a call from Davis's Guide Service. Now, if you're looking for a place to stay up on Leech Lake, Acorn Hill Resort is located on Traders Bay. They have a beautiful spot there, tons of cabins, seasonal sites, full bar and restaurant, boat rentals, dock slips. They got the works there, tons of activities going on all the time. And Kyle did want me to mention that their bar and restaurant will remain open for the ice fishing season, along with their showers and their pool. One other thing I want to mention, they did just release their pricing for the 2025-2026 ice fishing season. If you book a fish house with Acorn Hill Resort before October 1st and you mention Livin MN Outdoors, you will receive a 10% discount on that fish house. So if you're looking to get up to Leech Lake, whether it be open water season or this coming winter, it never hurts to mention Livin MN Outdoors to receive a nice discount. All right, now moving down to Mille Lacs Lake. With the colder weather, the bite does seem to be picking up some for the walleyes. Still, the best areas to target those fish are in that 16 to 24 foot of water on gravel and rocks. That doesn't mean there isn't walleyes elsewhere, but those fish specifically seem to be biting a little bit better than out on the mud or on the weed lines. Now, best ways to catch them during the day or even into the evening and after dark now with the changes coming. Slip bobber and a leech is working well. Otherwise, pulling crankbaits in the evening or after dark is working as well. And once that fall bite really kicks in, rigging big minnows is going to be one of the most productive ways to catch those fish. So don't forget to try that when you're out there. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the perch are still biting good, anywhere from that 20 to 32 foot of water. Look for those fish to be in the mud or on the edges of the gravel to mud or sand to mud transitions. Once again, best ways to catch them: slip bobber and a leech or a chunk of a crawler is working as well, and they are getting some beautiful perch out on Mille Lacs Lake. Now, as far as the smallmouth bass bite goes, not a lot has changed with them in the past several weeks. That 10 to even 18, 20 foot of water. Look for chunky rocks, secluded boulders. I've been saying it for weeks now. Saguchi Point has been very good. Indian Point is a good one. Rainbow Island. Look for those specific structures or structures similar to them, and more than likely you're going to run into some nice smallmouth bass. Now, best ways to catch those smallmouth, it's still with a drop shot or a Ned rig. Some guys are starting to rig big minnows for them, and that bite will only get better as the fall progresses. Just be careful when rigging those big minnows. A lot of times those fish really choke them deep. Just do your best to handle those fish with the best care you can give them and get them released back safely. Now, if you guys are looking for a guide up on Mille Lacs Lake or in the Mille Lacs Lake area, we are partnered up with Joe from Keeper's Guide Service. I believe he has about 3 weeks left of his guide season. He does have some availability still. So if you want to get up to Mille Lacs Lake or the surrounding areas, go ahead and give Joe a call from Keeper's Guide Service. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this week's fishing report. Just a reminder, we are only like 95 days away from the ice season starting. Start thinking about what ice shows you're going to go to. Start stocking up on your ice gear soon. If you guys do make it out fishing, take some pictures, send them to us on Facebook or to our Gmail, and we will do our best to feature you in next week's fishing report. Remember, guys, be kind at the boat ramps, don't crowd your neighbor, be respectful of other fishermen, and most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.